No way. You're right.
Hello. Hello. Hello, how are you? I got the email. I received the email. I have not spoken to Willie. The cruise conference in town this week. And Willie and his team have been selected by NCL for the building of Terminal B at the Port of Miami. So that's what it's about. I'm going to speak to Willie in the next few days. I think his thing ends on Friday. I'll speak to him before the end of the week, hopefully, and we will be back to you. I will speak to him, okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it needs some definition. I will speak to Willie, no worries, and then we will be back to you. Okay, Leo? Thank you, that's very kind. Thank you very much. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely, I will speak with Willie, we'll be back to you. Okay? Thank you.
morning, everybody. On behalf of A7 Conferences and A7 Group, I welcome everybody to our Invest and Trade in Ukraine conference in Miami. It's our first conference here in this beautiful city. It's my second time I'm here. And we just held a conference in New York 2 days ago and in New Jersey. And happy to be here. First of all, I would like to thank all our partners and participants. Our partners from Turkish Airlines are joining us. Thanks a lot to their support and hospitality. And we also would like to thank our partners, renewable energy partner Transatlantic Solar Energy, and Mr. Alexander Debkin, who is present here. Thank you very much for your great support in promoting Ukraine worldwide and our initiatives. Also, I would like to thank the Ukrainian Wind Energy Association and personally Andriy Konechenko, the chairman of the Wind Energy Association of Ukraine and the vice president of the World Wind Energy Association. Also, I would like to thank our co-organizer Dentons, who provided us a great office in New York, our investment capital, A7 Capital, the postal logistic partner, Ukrposhta, the business travel partner, Airlife, our media partners, it's Journal Business. Please, you can see here the latest issue of Business Magazine with the top 100 companies of Ukraine. It is in English, it's the first edition, so please have a look. It's there on registration and they're here. I will give you more copies. And also our partners, international business partner UBJ. Please subscribe to their news. It's the only one business news in English, daily one. On Ukraine. I'm subscribed and all my team on 6 a.m. gets the hottest news in English about Ukraine. Also, we would like to thank Agrika Ukraine, Ukrainian Agribusiness Association, and personally President Mr. Alexei Sitsa for supporting us in informational way, and many our partners. Without their support, this event won't be happen, and I'm very happy that we have so much partners. And once again, I would like to thank Turkish Airlines for getting all us safely here without any success. Like thanks God we're here because it was a long way and several airports were closed, but we finally get here. I would like to announce the format of our today's meeting. We changed it a little bit to make it more practical, more straightforward and open discussion. So we have US participants and we have Ukrainian participants. Please exchange straight views. Here ask questions. Each of you will have 5-7 minutes presentation for your project or your activities, what you do, and then we will start an open forum for discussion and the questions. We have already started before. There's a lot of questions to be discussed, the challenges that US investors are facing here in Ukraine, and we're here to help. So we're the only one company who is organizing such events outside of Ukraine. We do not get any support from our government. We're totally 100% owner of the company, owned privately company, and the 100% owner of the A7 Group, and we're doing this for 8 years. And it's our 7th forum in the US and 12th forum outside of Ukraine. Months ago we've been to Singapore and Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia doing the same events. Also, I would like to emphasize there is a calendar of our events for this year. So we will go to Istanbul, to Greece, to London, Frankfurt to do the same events to promote Ukraine. This is our great main mission. And to continue our welcome remarks, I would like to invite Ms. Melika yes, the corporate sales manager for Turkish Airlines. Please welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I initially would like to draw your attention to this beautiful International Women's Day. Greetings to all beautiful, precise women around here, you and Ms. Maria and Ms. Lana. On behalf of Turkish Airlines Miami office, I would like to say thank you to A7 Conferences and their team for giving us opportunity to be the part of this beautiful event as the official carrier partner. Turkish Airlines attach importance to your cooperation, and I would like to give brief information about Turkish Airlines. Turkish Airlines currently flies to 300 destinations worldwide. More countries than any other airline in the world, with 251 international and 49 domestic flights paths. We fly non-stop direct flights from 11 gateway from United States and Canada, including New York, Washington, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, Boston, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Toronto, and Montreal. And also our core mission at Turkish Airlines is to bridge continents, connect countries, and unite communities. We believe our job is more than just transporting travelers to their destinations. We are the engine for cultural exchange and understanding in this aspect. Operating a strategic cross-border between Europe, Asia, and Africa, Istanbul has evolved into a natural hub because of its geographical position, and also attracts travelers from all corners that can reach more than 40 countries in 3 hours from Istanbul. So it's a natural hub. After exceeding expectations in 2017 with 68.6 million total passengers carried, our hub in Istanbul is also adapting to accommodate that growth. Turkish Airlines projects to reach 74 million passengers with the opening of the new Istanbul airport later this year. Our new airport construction will be completed the end of October 2018, and our hub will be one of the biggest hubs in the world. It means that we connect more people to beyond. And on our way to growing our fleet, one of the youngest in the world, to 500 aircraft, and a 4% share in global aviation by 2023. We recently signed a memorandum of understanding with Airbus to acquire 20 plus 5 optional A350 900 aircraft. We ordered for the new Dreamliner as well. So in 2018, new routes will include Freetown in Sierra Leone, Samarkand in Uzbekistan, Aqaba in Jordan, and Krasnodar in Russia. And the aviation industry also continues to remain competitive. We believe that brands that will succeed will be the ones that can deploy innovation in a way that strikes a balance between profitability and also empathy. Through this way, Turkish Airlines continues to work with the global organizations to develop their international relationships. And also, I would like to remind that Turkish Airlines was voted the best business class onboard catering, best business class lounge, and best business class lounge dining according to Skytrax 2017 survey results. So, and also I would like to give just brief information about our Miami flights. We based in Miami. Our office is very close by to the airport. We are located in Doral, and we have daily flights from Miami to our hub, Istanbul. It's been 2.5 years almost that we start our operation from Miami Airport, And most probably, in the very close future, we will increase our frequency from Miami as well. Okay? Thank you very much again for being a part of this event. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Turkish Airlines, and once again thank you for hosting us and taking us to each point in the world where we would like to speak about Ukraine. The next, so the format of our meeting will be an open forum for several discussions and presentation. And I would like to give the floor to Mr. Andriy Konechnikov, the chairman of the Ukrainian Wind Energy Association, with his presentation. And afterwards we will follow the speakers, and then we will have questions. But if you have questions right away, please also, if it's short, please ask to have it more open and fast. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Today I'm going to give a short presentation of investment and opportunities in our sector in Ukraine. Based on my 25 years experience in the renewable energy field, I'd like to stress that renewable energy development is successful when there is a state support and political will of the country. Ukraine is a country where state support for the wind industry exists. By the way, this is in this slide. You can see Ukrainian wind farms. It's in Ukrainian in mainland territory. Mainland territory. This is all wind farms. It's modern, 2 megawatt and more. I would be fair to call 2017 the year when the green sector for electric power industry of Ukraine recovered from stagnation. After 2 years, during which international financial institutions were not active in financing new renewable energy projects, 2017 has become quite successful, giving hope that new and more powerful renewable energy projects will be implemented within the next 2-3 years. The current installed wind capacity has reached 594 megawatt, 250 megawatt under construction, and approximately 3,000 megawatt under development. The main driving force remains feed-in tariff or green tariff according to Ukrainian laws. Feed-in tariff is valid till 2030 and pegged to euro to mitigate the risk of inflation. It's a very important question. The premium of 5 or 10% on top of green tariff rate is applied for the used Ukrainian equipment at the wind farms commissioned till 31 December 2024. So far, mainly wind turbines of Vestas production have been installed at the Ukrainian wind farms. Last year, several contracts on delivery GE wind turbines to Ukraine were signed. So, at the end of 2018, wind turbines manufactured by GE Renewable Energy will also generate green energy electricity in Ukraine. As of end of 2017, the cumulative capacity of renewable energy facilities in Ukraine operating under the green tariff increased to nearly 1.2 thousand megawatts. They generated about 1.47 of the total electricity consumed in Ukraine. In former Soviet Union, Ukraine is first place development renewable energy, and this percent is very small. For example, in Germany, 35% generation by wind only, and USA every year installed approximately 8,000 megawatts. In Ukraine, it's slowly development in former Soviet Union in first place. And the total installing capacity in Ukraine, I take 594 megawatt, and including 506 megawatt on mainland in Ukraine. The installed wind capacity in the Crimea has not changed and is the same as in 2013. This is red color. It's some wind farms occupied in the annexation in Crimea, and rose colors, it's 4 wind farms in the occupied territory in the east of Ukraine, 138 megawatts. Ukraine has excellent wind resource to ensure the development of large wind projects. The Carpathian and South regions of Ukraine have the best wind potential in country. Nature of the wind development has covered about all areas located in this region. Currently, the Zaporizhia region with 200 megawatt installed is leading in the terms of installing capacity. In 2017, the wind power capacity also increased in the Kherson, Mykolaiv, and Lviv regions. The first wind turbines was installed in Ivano-Frankivsk region in the west Ukraine. So, what are the main opportunities and challenges for wind development in Ukraine? Main obstacles to rapid deployment of wind technologies in Ukraine include: power plants can only be built on lands designated for industrial use, ongoing military operation in the East Ukrainian and annexation of Crimea by Russian Federation. In total, about 2,000 megawatt wind projects have been stopped in this territory. International insurance companies are quite reluctant to participate in projects in the country due to high country risk. Local banks remain expensive. The factor driving wind power development in Ukraine include good wind resource, a large amount of non-agricultural land suitable for wind development, attractive feed-in tariffs in Europe, premium system for locally produced wind equipment. And in December, our government adopted national regulators adopted its new document, new act about PPA system. You can sign PPA before start project. It's a very bankable position, and now we have its 2 new laws about electricity, new electricity market, and about environmental impact. It's 2 laws. It's real change and have direction to the European standards. According to the National Energy Strategy of Ukraine to 2035, the share of renewable energy in balance in Ukraine should reach 25%. I'd like to propose we publishing about the wind energy market of Ukraine every year. If you are interested in this information, you can contact with me and access to this information. Thank you very much, and I'd like to answer different questions. It's a very short presentation because wind energy and renewable energy sector is very prosperity, transparent, and green tariff is pegged to Europe. This is very good position. Thank you very much.
thank you, Andrei. And I would like to have to take the floor to Mr. Alexander Lepkin, for the head of the supervisory board of Tokmak Solar Energy. Alexander, please welcome.
Good morning, everybody. I'm very glad to be here with you and to be part of such a good conference. And for the third day I was staying here, and after New York, I think that we can explain that Ukraine now and some particulars here in Ukraine are very good for making decision to invest. I'm not only represent my company, I'm one of sole founder of Ukraine Renewable Association, which was founded 3 years ago, and joined combined together a representative of all spheres for the renewable in Ukraine. And but mostly I dedicated to sun power or sun energy, because this part of renewables now are very quickly growing in Ukraine because of the simplicity of the project. You need just only to get right land, proper land for the installation, and you need connection to the grid. So we now can speak that we try to follow the world tendency in renewables for growing up, because as we can see the figures all over the world, renewable energy gives I think the most numbers of new working places and new facility for installation. So if we can speak about, maybe I want to change a little bit my presentation. For the company, I think it's particular not so interesting, but there are several questions which I want to discuss, which are more interesting, for example, for making a decision to invest in Ukraine in this year, and to understand in general everything what is concerning the alternative energy in Ukraine. Alternative energy in Ukraine was started not long time ago, and it was first license was given to the company in 2010. Only 8 years, and now we can see about 100 companies who held such a license for producing electricity with the green tariffs. So we get this governmental program for supporting renewable energy for 20 years. So we have for 12 years more. It means that the government will be supported, will support everybody who wants to join this sphere, and it's protected by the law, not just simple saying, or it's really governmental support because of the green tariff, and it's connected to euro. It's also very important because mostly all production in Ukraine for renewable energy is not done by the Ukrainian company, so you need to import. If you need to import, you need to get the currency in which maybe a dollar or euro. So it's very important for the investor that he will get money back not in Ukrainian currency but in international currency. So if we speak about tendency in Ukraine, we can see that there was some short period of time when renewable energy was stopped, nothing was built. It was done because of some regulation in our law about local content, and it was obligatory. And unfortunately, we cannot challenge the establishing of company for producing some power modules, inverters, or maybe in a big amount wind power turbine. So this is why I was a member of a team who worked on the changes of this regulation in law. And now we open, 2 years ago, we opened a market for the whole investors. It means that we did local content not obligatory for all the projects, but we did it as also a feeding feature. So if you have a local content in Ukraine, in some equipment, you will get additional feed-in tariff, additional percentage of feed-in tariff. So, but nevertheless, you can use now all the producers in which country you will decide. So, from 2016 up to now, we established. All the renewable sector in Ukraine installed about 200 megawatt facility. And what is big movement forward that we have a real foreign investor in this sphere. For example, for last year, we have some Canadian company who installed about 10 megawatt project, some power project in Nikopol. It's southern part of Ukraine, which has also a very good radiation. And we have some investor from Sweden. They made 65, if I'm not mistaken, project in wind. And the tendency is that we really open the market for the foreign investor, and we have already successful samples of such partnership in this renewable sphere. Maybe if you would like to ask some question, I can give more detailed information, because everybody asked how much is it cost 1 megawatt, for example, for installation, how long you will get your money back. All figures are very clear. Now the situation with the green tariff in Ukraine is such good that you can get your money back 4 or 5 years, and I think it's a very good term. And of course, we can see the support from all our governmental bodies, such as national regulator, who also acts in a very good way and show that it's really independent and doesn't want to take the side of anybody, but very stick to the rules. And you can play, if you enter the market, you know the playing of the game, and nothing will change. So maybe if you would like to ask some detailed question, I will be glad to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexander. And I would like to introduce Mr. Leonid Melezik, President of MGI Group, and with his presentation on also an energy project, very interesting, and you can also ask questions on a different energy is biomass energy. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Melezik Leonid. I presentation investment project about biomass. We established of energy holding company with Ukreterm. Sorry. have big holding with some company growing of energy wheels, some company reconstruction of existing boiler operating on gas and transition of combustion of cheap of energy wheels, wood and other biomass. Next firm, construction and operation of power plants operating over cheap of energy wheels. And next firm, manufacturing plants that produce boiler operating on cheap biomass. We have different field, but we look at market biomass in Ukraine. Ukraine has approximately 5 million hectares land. It's called national land, where it's impossible growing agriculture, but it's well land for growing biomass. It must be rules, it must be different plants which growing very quickly. I'll show some picture. If you see, some willows can grow in 1 year, 3 meters and more. 1 year. It's minus 3 years, it's maybe 6, 7, 8 meters. It's like usual forest. But it's forest private, maybe private. We have full cycle, start growing wood chips, and after this using on thermal power station, using reconstruction and maintenance of boiler, which will operate on chips of energy wheels. If you know, we have some question with gas, and now dynamic growing of energy cost, including gas for population and in the industry. Quoted with the law on Ukraine of green tariff, my colleagues spoke about this. It's now a really good price. It's approximately 12.38 euro cent, 1 kilowatt hour. And if you build them, if you reconstruction of existing boiler operation, you can come back money after 2 or 3 years. But now it's not so good business because we don't have good market biomass. And we have this project, but we will start our project from growing of energy wheels. And now we look in search of strategic partners. First, scientific industries that work on the issue of the selection, introduction of new variants of energy crops. We want to open a private institution for the selection of energy plants in Ukraine. We really need it now. Second partner is enterprises that energize in production and processing of energy crops on a production scale. Next partner, enterprises that produce heat and electricity from biomass. And we look some financial institutions for long-term financing of renewable energy projects in Ukraine as energy plants. If you want to look some more, you can look my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Leonid. And I would like to give the floor, Mr. Anton Karitona is joining us, so he will be presenting a little bit later. And I would like to give the floor to Alexander Weiner, co-founder of Agrosem company, the agriculture company from Ukraine. Please, Alexander.
Hello, good morning. I'm happy to be here. I'm the only one who will represent the Ukrainian agriculture here at this conference. But Ukraine is a huge agricultural country with a huge potential, and I have some general information about the Ukrainian agriculture to show what Ukraine is in. Doesn't work. It works. Okay, so the acreage, the agricultural land in Ukraine was set at 2.5 million hectares. It's something like, I think it's 79 million acres in US. I mean imperial system, you don't use hectares. So now it's a bit less because of the Crimea annexion and occupied eastern Ukraine territory is 27.4 million hectares. The main crops for Ukraine are wheat, sunflower, corn, barley, rapeseeds. This is the same as canola here in North America, and soy. So there are a lot of different size companies that operate in agriculture. There are 150 companies that operate more than 10,000 hectares. It's more than 20,000 acres, and there are few that are really huge. They operate more than 1 million acres of agricultural land. So Ukraine is a huge producer of agriculture of crops. Is also a big exporter. Ukraine is number 7 in corn export, number 6 in wheat export, number 7 in barley export, number 7 in soybean export. Third place is in oilseed rape export, and Ukraine is the biggest producer of sunflower oil in the world, and take 5th place in sunflower oil export. So my company that I'm presenting here contains of 2 divisions. The first one is Agro7 itself. This is the wholesale distribution company, and another company, the name is Gaucho, is farming. So now we are one of the leading company at the Ukrainian agrarian market, in distribution market. Our vision is to be agrarian distribution market leading in Ukraine and ensuring successful farming and developing valuable solution. And our mission is implementing world innovation for Ukrainian fields for effective agriculture management. So my company was founded in 2007 as a very, very small company, and we are growing very fast. And our idea is to give Ukrainian farmers their own solutions for profitable agriculture, and we deliver fertilizers, crop protections, machinery, seeds, and after-sales services to our clients. And also we are more concentrated in innovative technology right now. So we are a dealer of numbers of international breeding company from US, Germany, and France and Canada. We are a John Deere dealer in Western Ukraine. Also we present the American irrigation system Lindsay, and we represent Swedish company Weatherstad and France Manicure. We're the biggest dealer of Norway fertilizer producer. We are the biggest producer in the world, and we represent also the American company Stoller that produce phytohormones product. The business share per products line was, you can see at the chart. So the biggest part is machinery, then fertilizers and seeds, and we are very fast growing in innovative technology. So we made a lot of different activities for our client to promote new technologies, field days, visiting partners' factory abroad. This is our geography. So we cover mostly the whole territory of Ukraine with our seeds, fertilizers, and crop protection business units. And with machinery business, we concentrated mostly at the western part of Ukraine. So another project that we are working on it right now is the logistic hub. As you know, we have a different railway system in former Soviet Union countries and in Europe. So it's always very hard to transport goods from Ukraine to Europe and from Europe to Ukraine by railway. So that's why we now we bought the land at the border between Ukraine and Poland and developing a new project as a hub. So we have two railway systems there. We can load and unload Ukrainian wagons and European wagons at that plot. So another activities is real farming. We started in 2009. We concentrated in western Ukraine as well. Now we have 17,000 acres. Land where we produce corn, soya, sunflower, wheat, rape seeds, sugar beet there at the farm. Our concept is resource-saving technology, high-quality genetic materials, and harmless plant-protected product. So we also seed producer. We produce, we multiply seeds in our farm, and mostly except seeds, we sell all crops for abroad for export, and we work with the main international traders. We are very good in precision farming, so due to we are in a both business from both sides, I mean in distribution and in farming, so we can from one side we can bring all the highest technology to our fields, From the other side, we can check everything in our field and then go to our clients, to the farmers, to show them that this technology really works. Now we have concentrated in a new project in our farming. So this is sheep breeding. Now we are in process of construction of our first farm for 1,000 sheep, and we think this is very good business for the future because there is no good genetics in sheep in Ukraine right now, and we trying to bring this bad genetic from Europe and multiply it in Ukraine, and then we organize with other partners sheep association, and we are trying to extend this in Ukraine and to bring good genetics, and our plan is to sell genetics next year, and also start export meat to Europe and Middle East in 2012. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alexander. A very great market outlook on the agriculture sector of Ukraine. Thank you very much for that. And to sum up with our Ukrainian delegation, I would like to give several words to our guest from Dnipropetrovsk, Anton Kharitonov, just for several words to introduce your company. And what you are looking for here in US, what kind of partners, what projects, and what is your aim here in US? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anton. We actually have a business that is not export oriented. And so we have outsourcing companies for big enterprises like metallurgical enterprises. If somebody from Ukraine should know the steel or metallurgical plants like THL, something like that. So we provide all kinds of outstacking services like cleaning, catering, outstacking, maintenance. It's facility management company. So maybe if there are so many thoughts and talks about agriculture in Ukraine right now and in conferences that Mayor provides that one of our departments, which is catering, it's maybe somehow will be connected to this field because, for example, we have over 4,000 people working in our company, and when the salaries are small, not such big money turnover. But in catering, because we provide meals for tens of thousands of people per day, so it's a pretty big amount of big volume of products, and we are starting to build it's called big canteens, for example in Zaporozhye, which will be producing meals that will be distributed to the whole city, for example, to the Zaporozhye steel factory, to the schools, to other enterprises. And at that point, maybe we will come more integration with food producers. But for now, we are still going.
here in the United States. I've been for a few times with Maria. Just probably looking forward for new contacts and connections. I don't have any certain fact right now. As I said, we're still going. So maybe for to look into the future, what can be possible. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Anton. Thank you for coming. That's great that you made it. It was long way here. So now I would like to give microphone to our US guest just for brief introduction. What are your questions to Ukraine? What are your challenges that you face, and what information is needed that you need for your work, what companies you are looking for, what partners, what sectors, what projects, and I would like to start with Pierre Galoppi. Please, I will give your microphone.
Thank you very much, Maria. Thank you for inviting me today. The questions I have primarily based in Miami. We invest in Latin America. We invest mostly in Mexico, countries of Mexico, Colombia, Peru, Chile, and Brazil. I'm Italian, so I was born in Italy, raised in Italy, so familiar with Europe, obviously, and as a result, I'm somewhat partial to doing business there. And we still have interests back in Italy. And one of the things I was interested by was the opportunities that may be in a difficult situation. We've done very well in the past operating in this environment in Latin America, in countries which are in difficult conditions, perceived as risky or dangerous by investors. So obviously Ukraine is not an easy, it's not perceived as an easy opportunity, in as much as it still doesn't have the, at least from a perception standpoint for people on the outside, it doesn't have the stability or the certainty. And this is a concern in terms of being able to get insurance or guarantees. Having said that, I do believe there are opportunities. I just need to understand what these are, and that's why I really came to the conference. Try to understand what the opportunities are in terms of maybe exports or technology, or there may be strategic partners that operate in our region, which, although not being perceived dangerous, are certainly volatile. We have clients in Brazil, which are, as a matter of fact, they're in biotechnologies, they're in wind and solar power, and although Brazil may not seem as a dangerous country, is certainly very volatile, which makes it just as dangerous, because it's almost impossible to finance. And that's where you can find some excellent strategic partners who share some of the same interests you have and are accustomed at an environment which may have certain risks. Having said that, I think that Ukraine is geographically the most strategic country in the region, because it really is the bridge between really what the East and the West, as far as I can see. Traffic from both sides. Maybe not today, but if you really look, we're not far from going there. There must be some settlement of where these things are going to wind up, hopefully soon. But regardless of that, I think there are opportunities now, and that's the reason why I came, to listen to the businesses that you have, to how you actually are there. So you're fighting the fight. So you're in a difficult spot, but that's okay. Because you know you're out there and you're trying to improve, and I'm trying to understand what I can find on my side that I may be able to bring some of my clients or some of the resources we can bring to bear. Traditionally, we do investment in countries that, in different countries, traditionally in the energy section, obviously oil and gas, everybody does oil and gas in the whole world, so that's not unique. But we've done a lot of mining projects, healthcare facilities with financing in Mexico. We're doing some telecommunication work, so we're really not industry specific. We just trying to understand at this point what the opportunity might or may not be. And that's why I'm here. And I'd like to thank you for inviting me.
Hello, thank you for inviting me. My name is Lana Kanuka. I'm Ukrainian American. I was born in Ukraine and raised in Ukraine. And the aim of my company was to help Ukraine, and exactly what you are doing, and I did just from different perspective. Being a Republican, active citizen, I mean, I was trying to involve the government to help me, to help Ukraine. And what I have done, we have some companies and we work with, they are companies, they're owned by NASA engineers who have the microinverters for the solar panels, like with 25 years warranties. We are more in green energy. And we came to Ukraine. We brought the system, we want to install and see how things go. I did this everything from the start to the end by myself. I shipped, I went through the customs, and they killed me. My panels, they were like, they were so high, 44%. I said, it's like, I should put little diamonds on those panels in the end after the cost, and then get the license to do the business. I mean, all that stuff was really, really, really tough. And we did it. We were on the green, basic green. And also what the aim was what to do. We would like to bring U.S. companies to Ukraine, assembly the product in Ukraine. It's like when you make here the part, but you assemble in Ukraine, and then also there was great potential for American company to go and sell to Europe and avoid the high stamping duty in Europe on American product. It was just like big project. But we work with Commerce Department in the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv, and we were trying to engage with government-owned manufacturers to produce solar panels and those microinverters. It's really hard to talk to people. I mean, I don't know. I thought maybe because I'm American and Ukrainian, I thought maybe I will balance between differences to nations in thinking of the business, but it was really tough for me. But in the end, I was followed by mafia, and it was like so much bad for me. And I went to the embassy. After that, I did register the entity of U.S. corporation in Ukraine. I was granted a certificate last year, the year before. But now I'm waiting a little bit for the politics to see the settle, and then I would really try to involve U.S. government for helping to invest in Ukraine. Also, I did speak with banks, with OPIC, with Exim banks, and because, as the government said, we are a high-risk country, I did talk to them, and I found out that if I could get a loan that would be guaranteed by U.S. government, was guaranteed for 90%. And I had the company in Ukraine who was willing to do it, and then like on halfway then I have done the loan, they just break up. And I was like, now I'm trying to do financing everything by myself, then probably I will, because it's like people were not serious with it. You know, I mean, here in America, if you go to that point, then you will get the guarantee from the government for the loan for $5 million, and then it's like on the middle people are just not disappeared. They say, what do you want from that? I was like, we discussed the business, everything was like, but then it's like, I don't know. And 2 years ago. It was Ivano Frankos. Yeah, I was on ICTV. I was on Halachana, the TV, and this radio was a long time ago. It's still owned by the Minister of Defense of Ukraine, the factory, and we were trying to do the business. But after we were on TV and everything, Monday there was audit and everything was closed. But national TV was still on, but on the state TV, everything was closed, and I was followed, and I just had to go.
For us, I think, and for me as a representative of this sphere of energy in which you have a very, not very bright experience, it's very hard to carry, but we want to improve you that here. There are three representatives of alternative energy, three different sectors, and the situation now is completely changed. We told you that we have done a lot of job to improve the legislative system which regulates green tariff. We improve PPA new agreement which can be beneficial for any company who wants to apply to get the finance. And of course, now we stick to order all the requirements for the green tariff. I mean, Andrew knows all companies who work in wind power. I know probably all who works with some power station. The same I can say about many. So everybody is here. So I think we should try again.
Yes, definitely, I will. I mean, I invest so much in the company.
I frankly speaking, Zaporozhye region is open. If you will take a chance to go there, I think we can arrange service.
This is true. Yes, I said I'm not gonna give up. It's like my dream. I'm Ukrainian, and I wanna the best for my country because. Really, I do believe so much in U.S.-made product, and everything was like based on because if we would finance U.S.-made product, it is we are taking a really good chance to get the approval to get the loan because it's U.S.-made product. It's the guarantee 25 years. I mean, it's just different than anything else, and it was like to go to congressman senator would be much easier to get approval than just continue.
In my presentation, I talked about stagnation market lost from annexation Crimea and problem with Europe. This has changed situation 1 year ago, and you lost this period when stagnation. It's not period. Now it's really every month, every half year change law. Now we have too much meeting with government level about new system, about support renewables, reduced natural gas by the Europe from Russia. And now we have perspective to Ukraine, and more we have it's more local investors. Only investors like to start from development part, and next this developer like to receive partners from USA. And for example, insurance company like to OPIC. It's very important to Ukraine. Now we have first two projects together with GE, and will be built in this year. 100 megawatt in the Zaporozhye region and 42 megawatt in. By the way, this is Turkish company built in Ukraine, in Odessa region. And where I like to present about Ukrainian sector, industry sector, and too much project in the Ivano-Frankivsk and this region. 1 year ago, Zepson only one company, Optima, built this is 2 wind farms. Now we have approximately 10 proposals, and start from wind measurement and another work in their activity in the western part of Ukraine. Why? It's, for example, Poland. 1 year ago, government Poland adopted a new system with auction to the renewable energy market, and this is market stopped. And more European producers like to move in Ukraine in the west territory, and the south region is very good potential solar, sun and wind. And today we have approximately more 2,000 megawatts development in the south region of Ukraine. You want to welcome.
And also, because we would like to get the financing and guaranteed by U.S. government, and the project was to buy U.S.-made solar panels. But there was one but. If U.S. company will invest in Ukraine, we were subject to 18% on investment money. Is this really?
No, we have different proposals. For example, 2 months ago, Canadian government support and Canadian company support start building its solar power plant, and 10 megawatts now is for Canada. Ukraine now it's
they changed it, yeah? Because 2 years ago there was that law, and I said, how there is no investor who will give you money, will pay the interest rate.
For
I mean,
example,
nothing,
this
the
is 2
tax
years
rate.
ago, installed capacity in the wind energy, 11.6 megawatts. This year, 68. Next year, 200. And now this is its growth installed capacity. We have only big questions about balancing wind and solar. And now we have some solutions, and we have money discussed with another companies from Europe countries, as this is answer to the questions how we like to we can balancing solar and wind, because we have 45%.
Yeah, I know, because also I know the U.S. government that will have some money extra because Ukraine has we have dispute in Ukraine with Russia. They want to be independent from the Russian gas. They will invest on that too, but we really need good platform for the investors. They just become more easy now. This okay, you have to there is the invoice, but no, your invoice doesn't matter. Here is the market. You have to pay for the market. I mean, for retail price. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous on the customer to pay the retail price for the solar panels when you pay actually the wholesale price. But hopefully then they change too, didn't they?
It wasn't possible.
It's not anymore. Okay, then it is. I'm taking your word for it. If I will bring the solar panels, I have problems with
Just
it.
call me.
I will call you.
Just call me 1 day before.
Before they arrive. Okay, definitely. Okay, yes.
It was several ways how currency go out from Ukraine, and somebody used not in a very good way, importing some goods. So now all the imports search through a particular client. So if you show the contract with the manufacturer, if you show that your company is situated not on BVI or somewhere else, everything will be okay. But if there is several features which can be transferred your bill up to the not clean one, it will be sophisticated by the customer service.
Okay, thank you. I'm taking your word on it.
Hi, thank you for inviting. First of all, my name is Boris Gilton. I'm representing the U.S. site in Miami. So I'm a licensed real estate broker, which is, I was invited to talk to you maybe about how to invest your money, which is working hard in the world, how you can enjoy from this money. So basically, U.S. is 100% guarantee for money, which is you buying here something in the real estate. So it's not detachable. I mean, nobody can take it, and all world invest money in U.S. Not because of, because it's established and guaranteed. So it's, I know it's a lot of people thinking about how it's percent you can get from income, from investment. I know it's not a lot compared to other properties which you can buy other different places. So here in the U.S. we have between 7 to 12% net income from investment, which is you're doing. But like I know in all world it's complicated to keep money in dollars. So U.S. I think is the best field to keep exactly currency in dollars and without depreciation. Because people from China now aggressively buying everything what's happening in the U.S. New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, because they have a lot of money and they don't do nothing with it. They cannot invest because still it's just money. So they're trying to make collateral U.S. Real estate. So what we represent in Miami is low market now, honestly. It's because of everything was changed in the world and with the whole relationship between us and other people. So it's not so good. But market went down. So basically, my opinion, it's went down like 25% down. So compared to New York, New York is everything opposite. It's went 30% up. With the last couple of years, it's 30%. So if you're thinking about, how to enjoy from the money which is you're making overseas, you can buy properties with, for example, from $2,000 per meter up to $10,000. Different project, different price range. Again, a lot of people who invest money from Ukraine, his clients, they're thinking about kids. If you have kids in US delivery, so they coming United citizens. So a lot of people buying property to keep them. After 18 years, you can be citizen too, but you need to wait it. Up to 18 years old, you can bring your family to get citizenship for birth. It's one of Miami. Miami's market is hot. Every flight, like 80% women's coming and have delivery there. It's like the business of Miami. First of all, it's not expensive. It's around, let's say, $10,000. You can have kids with the U.S. passport. I think this is the cheapest way to get it. For now, Trump didn't change it, but I think it's the best way. And for education, again, if you have real estate connected to good location, it's free education for school. You can, you don't need to pay for London schools like $30, $40, $50,000. It's free. From kids from 5 years up to I think 10, it's free education. You don't need to pay nothing. You can sit on the beach and you just go to school. I think it's a big pleasure which is a lot of people using because schools for free. They don't care what is your position, your green card, and visa. They don't care. But you need to be on, with the time, and you can make extension. And like I said before, Miami is really low prices compared to everything was happened a couple years ago. And regarding transaction, everything's safe. So you can buy property without to be a closing. You can buy remotely. You can go just to government place to sign documents, and you can have it within 20 days. It's really easy in the US. And you can buy a company name, personal name, on trust, whatever. If you don't want somebody know or to whom it belongs, you can put on a trust, so nobody knows who's the real owner. And finance, people like our finance because 5.5% annually compared to other places, you cannot get it. So if you're looking to buy something in the US, you put in 30% down, and you can get finance for the rest of the money. Basically, Miami is a good place to be. All world, cold, but in Miami you can have money and enjoy. Okay? Thank you guys.
Thank you, Boris, for the outlook of real estate market here in Miami. and for the different another perspective that you have here instead of that we are doing in Ukraine. I would like to give microphone to Robert just to introduce yourself and please ask questions what you are looking for. We're here to help.
Thank you. I'm Rob Cullery. I'm with an investment group called AIAC, American Industrial. We're a U.S.-based group. We currently have investment in about 75 companies globally in about 20 U.S. states, about 24 countries. I've been to Ukraine before. I've met Maria a few years back in a program in New York City. We are diversified. We're in aerospace, we're in auto parts, we're in metals, healthcare, food, a little bit of industrial real estate. And over the last 18 months, we looked at some things in Ukraine related to the aerospace, transportation, and space sector. And we made a proposal, and so we ended up losing to a European investor, but it was a healthy dialogue, and we were comfortable with the dynamics, opportunities, and challenges in Ukraine. So we're managing over $1 billion US of assets amongst our group, and I'm visiting the Florida area, but I like this area, particularly during the wintertime in the Northeast. So with that, I'm just here to be supportive of. I think what you guys are doing at A7 is fantastic, and I've gone to some of your things with Ukraine and in Washington, D.C., where I'm based in that area. Oh, just one last note. We like special situations, and so if things have challenges, sometimes the more hair, the better. And we have executed transactions from, we bought divisions from Siemens, from Kodak, from Ingersoll Rand, from Boeing, from Northrop Grumman, from Merrill Lynch, from the Burla family, from Senior Flexonics out of Europe as a mix.
Thank you, Robert, and I would like to give the floor to Sergey also. I'm very happy, Robert, to see you since 2 years, I think.
Thank you. My name is Sergey. I am from Ukraine, but now I live in Miami. I represent here my friend Stephen Keenan, an American entrepreneur and Ukrainian patriot. Couldn't be here fortunately. We speak with him a lot about Ukraine, but first of all, he's interested about Ukrainian startups and new technology. He asked me about the help in this forum because I said he couldn't be here now. He interested in like solar and wind energy company to support and to invest. So I think we speak after official part and talk about it more. Thank you.
We actually do not have an official part. It's a dialogue. So we're here to answer the questions. So just we had with Vana. So there were exact questions and answers. So this is what we are looking for. And also I just want to, I think that we can have a break, and afterwards we can continue discussing in more detail. So everybody is already here, and we can have like 5 minutes break, and then can get back to our forum. And please prepare your questions to, now you know everybody who is on the table, and you can ask directly to everybody. Thank you. Just short one. As you have already faced cooperation with Ukraine in different spheres, so especially in airspace, so it's a great and future sector and very there's a lot of opportunities there, as not a lot of countries in the world have airspace industry, and Ukraine is among them and is in top countries. So as for example SpaceX first stages were made in Ukraine, so unfortunately not a lot of US citizens know that, but we are here to have more information about Ukraine and the different industries we have and about what we are proud of. And I just want to ask, what are the challenges that you faced while doing business in Ukraine, while selling, I mean like Ukraine, to your investors, to your funders? What are the main questions and what are the main risks, and how do you mitigate those risks while working with Ukraine? Thank you.
Well, I'll be specific. The opportunity that we looked at pretty deeply is an entity. I can share it now because it's something that became in second place. Was Sea Launch. Sea Launch was based in Switzerland, but they had a operating entity here in the United States. And of all things, the ownership of Sea Launch was Boeing for its aerospace knowledge, Caverner, which made the ship that took this satellite launch capability towards the equator, the Russian Space Agency, and then Yuzmash. I will say, so the biggest question that you're going to deal with is, and we had to deal with, was frankly dealing with the Russians. And the Russian influence to the region, that's on mind of people outside. But the good news is this, the company was based in California, but the space brought people together peacefully and professionally. And it allowed people to, they were in it, so how do we make a difference? So some of the industries I think represented here, like environmental and these other areas are very interesting. So when I went to California on diligence with our team, it was beautiful to see all the countries get along together. It was like a United Nations. And there was heavy litigation, and in fact Benson was involved as lawyers to one of the parties. And it was beautiful that people could cooperate in the spirit of space development. So the challenges were, we had follow-up meetings. The Ukrainians were very supportive of our interests. They wanted to see a U.S. investor get involved. Because there would be further opportunities for tendering on potential U.S. Contracts and other business partners there. So that was part of our positioning. I think there was some other interest from China. There was some other interest from the eventual buyer came from Russia. But we were very much in deep negotiation and structure, and things were handled, I think, pretty fairly. And we had a price range which we felt we could take on the risk, and we were probably 98% there. So the good news is, I think there's interest for the right type of, if they have the right management team and the right cooperation. And I think from a positive side, and I saw this too when I think your Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, went to Washington and spoke. You might have seen this too at the Atlantic Council, which is very supportive of some of the Ukrainian initiatives, there is an interest and preference to having the United States as partners for both private and public sector engagement.
And did you have an chance to work with renewable and agriculture business or so what we have here represented?
Yeah, we have made investments in both energy-related business in the materials area, as well as the food sector. We're open to both. We tend to be, as I've mentioned to a couple of firms here, we tend to be a little bit more developed company, investor-oriented, but we have done some things that have been earlier stage as well. I mean, at this stage, we're at the point of, we're looking at the world, and we can look at different areas of the of sectors and different areas of the balance sheet. I think both the sectors of food and in terms of renewable and wind, are both interesting as a whole, and then also needed as folks are and particularly people your age, versus millennials, want to see ways that you can kind of improve the world, but then also try to make money too. That's my sense of things. The other thing is with respect to in Ukraine, in the transportation sector, we actually developed dialogue with the Youth March executive and doing some collaboration work with us in Europe. But I'd be interested from other people around the tables is what they view as interesting businesses, and I'd be curious as to the kind of cooperation Ukraine has with some of its neighbors or some of its international partners.
Thank you. And regarding the project, so I think that we can tell a little bit more specific for the project that we have here. So we discussed this issue in New York and New Jersey before with our Ukrainian delegation. So this is the right time to address the projects that you have to our investors, and for sure what is not confidential, and to address the questions that you may already have to investors, what you need and what kind of partners you are looking for. So we have here representatives, so I will start from Larry just to stress on the ongoing projects.
Research some partner. It's first scientific institution that work on the usual, on the selection, introduction of a new variant of energy crops. Because if you grow an energy crops, you must look on land, because land maybe with salt is different, different chemical. And we need look our land in Ukraine. We need search all Ukrainian marginal land, and after this we will breed special crops, special trees, which will be going on to different land in Ukraine. And second, enterprises that engage in production and processing of energy crops on a production scale. And USA, this business is very big. It's huge business in USA. I know some people who is growing very big, have a lot of acre land where is growing biomass. And we look some film because this experience is very important for us too. Next, enterprises that produce heat and electricity from biomass. We have facility ways produce biomass boiler, but unfortunately it's old technical, old system. We need new technical. We need something who is produce heat boiler on good quality and new technology. And look some partners on this. And next, we need a financial institution for long-term financial of renewable energy project in Ukraine and energy plants, because without money we don't start very quickly. Thank you very much.
I have maybe two questions. Okay. Is all the application going to be in Ukraine, or will you be in other? Will there be other countries involved as a customer?
I think we will start on the Ukraine because this growing wheels, growing plants is you must very good know about land. You must know on all region where you have land, how it's so stuff. What is included on this land, and if we think about different countries, we must first time 1 or 2 years study land in this country. It's not quickly.
And my other question is, it seems like you're promoting three different areas here, no? So an investor will say, okay, I'm going to pick the best one that you're good at, and just maybe they might just want to choose one area they want to fund, right? You have to be prepared to either say, okay, I focus on this, or are you going to try to get them to go into the other project too?
Yes, good question. And we don't need a lot of money on first time because we need little money and open private institution for selection of energy plants. It's first question, because we must have 1, 2, or 3 years study all land on all Ukrainian. It's very interesting because we taken some region, for example, Poltavsk region, and then we have land, for example, 10,000 hectare marginal land. We look how many crops we can do it, and we calculate it. We can build on this region, for example, 10 megawatt electro station or a heat boiler, and not more, because we don't have enough crops, and it's a big work really.
Thank you, David. And I would like also to ask Lana, after our presentations and a market overview for renewable energy, are you more optimistic for getting back your project and develop it? You have already your company in Ukraine. So are you more optimistic of investing in Ukraine in the solar energy sector? And what support you need more from us, because we have here all the decision makers, and we're very well connected in Ukraine, both in government and both in business side. So I'm also a founder of the Union of Ukrainian Entrepreneurs. We unite 600 companies in Ukraine, and we have very good founders and from energy and from agriculture. Before that, I was also involved in a consulting project with EBRD. We were consulting Ukrainian government on Ukraine promotion program. I was the head of this project, and we were doing consultancy work for export investments, tourism and brand of Ukraine abroad. For 1.5 years we worked with Poroshenko presidential administration. So we know a lot of people there and in different sectors, but more dealing now with business. So are you more optimistic? First question, and second question, we're here. What question you have more? Thank you.
I would never say that I gave up. It was my idea, and I will set up to the end. I had to slow down a little bit, and I had to figure it out how to move forward with the things, because I did not expect the things will happen. But I definitely will, and I mean, if there's but real companies, they are looking for investment, and they want to submerge with U.S. company, and then we can work on that investment and get involved in get guarantee from the U.S. government for the loan on U.S.-made product, because it's what I do. I do promote U.S.-made product. I will not go for the loan for the made in China or other countries. I'm American and I'm Ukrainian, and I'm here to promote Ukraine and America, another country. And if there's really serious companies, they want to do business, I'm open for the business. I mean, we can talk, we can always get, but I will do it, and I will do it myself. But if I will find the serious people this time, I will go and we can do business. I'm always open for good business people, but real good business people, not just talk. Because I'm just waste time. Waste money, I want to waste money. Whatever you do, that's good.
Yeah, well, let's do it. And you're not the only one, so we're here also. Maybe I have an idea. For example, we can have some conference in Washington where is all the congressmen, where all these government officials are, and because there's our embassy is there, but a lot of headquarters of different companies there also. This is like an idea. Alexander?
Yeah, but just one second. Also, I work with U.S. Embassy in Kyiv, the Commerce Department in South here, and what we are planning to do, we're planning to bring U.S. manufacturers, the owners of the Ukraine, and we're planning to do really deep event, and she said she will be able to invite government officials and very high business people for this event with U.S.-made product, not just in renewable, but sometimes like for the different, but like the new technology in the U.S. What we are facing, like the best in the U.S. to show to make the show in Ukraine, and it's like see how business people they like to integrate with the new technology.
I think the most common or well-known example of cooperation between Ukrainian company and US is the project for 500 megawatt wind farm, which is held under the trade department of commerce department, and it's also in our region, but unfortunately for European years it's moving but very slowly. And this is a company which name is Eurocade, and it's also situated in Zaporozhye region, very close to my facility. But I think that their declaration will become true because last year they declared that on the first half for 2018 they start to build. We hope so and do everything to support them on a regional level. So maybe his position and your position will improve all situation in this year.
We'll see. As I said, I'm open because I do have another company here with my the family company, and we're planning to guarantee the guarantor for this company for investment in Ukraine. To be our own guarantor to get the money to invest in Ukraine. Probably small project and then just go.
We have a question from Andre from the association. Has the, I think you said there were like 40 member companies to your association. Has this been a more recent development, or has this have you been in place for the last decade or so?
In our association, not only developers, we have producer, wind turbines, logistic company, insurance company, cloud company, and all companies involved in the wind energy sector. 10 years in this year we are celebrating.
Can you speak a little bit about the quality of wind flow there?
Okay. It's different regions, different. It's south and west regions approximately more 7 square meter per second in the 8 meter high. And for example, we have in the local region only approximately 7.8, 8.4, and depend from measurements research, and we have it's a good experience from, for example, in Kherson region we have some wind farms installed capacity not too much, approximately 12 megawatts, 30 megawatts. It's produced coefficient used of installed capacity approximately 42-45%. It's very good quality and very efficiency. And for example, in European countries, normally this is 6 or 6.5 meter per second. It's a very good place for the wind project. We have it's a gold place because Ukrainian only start development in 600 megawatts. It's very small. In another country, for example, France, start 5 years ago. This is now 14,000 megawatts. And Poland, approximately 7,000 megawatts. This is in line. We have first place development. First step. That's the top.
What about private sector for the solar farms? I mean, because they have good, it's like you can have storage.
So, yeah,
For the
since last 2 years, the situation in private sector for renewable and for exactly for the sun power roof changed completely, because we at least did the changes in our legislature, as I told you before. We get rid of a lot of papers which you used to have before, and now you just need to apply to utility company and show that, okay, I want to build or I already built sun power roof, but not more than 30 kilowatt for one household, because otherwise you need a license. So we also connect the green tariff for the private sector up to euro, not for green, and approved it up to 2030. So for the last 2 years, I think the installation of sun power roof increased even I can say enormously, and now more than 2,000 projects already exist, and for the next year it will still grow.
What about leasing?
Leasing.
Yeah, you know, it's like
License.
no,
Leasing.
leasing.
No. I think no. Mostly when the private person in Ukraine decides to do it, they do it only according to their own opportunity. And in Ukraine, we can hardly find any company who provides such product as leasing for some power. But it may be maybe more advertising and showing the situation which can be using such products. I think that it could be, because now if we see the territory or look on territory of Ukraine, mostly this project are developed in western part. Which is close to Poland, Hungary, because all the equipment is made not in Ukraine, or our equipment for import should be imported, and they took it from closest neighbor.
Because here it's very common for the migrants, that there is like not so many migrants that can buy the panels, and then, you know, it's like passed on, people have to disappear from the solar. What they do, they just install and they do it for, you know, like they have agreement on the leases they brought. It's like, because my question was like about the idea if we make the panels in Ukraine, and then, you know, we sell as much as we can sell, but another part we can lease to people. That's what we're really doing there.
You see, in Ukraine, you should find finance organization who support you in this. Totally wrong with two governmental banks to support renewables, but this support only for industrial size projects. So you can apply them to them, but when you are 5 megawatt, 10 megawatt, but not more than 30 million euro to one company. Otherwise, nobody now watching on private sector because it's too complicated for them to use so many contracts, and the sum of the contracts will be so low. Maybe after some changes and maybe after they get figures of growing market, it will be, but I think not now.
You don't understand my point. Is like if I will use the product, I will sell some product, but another product I will use to the people.
Oh, of course, you can do it.
You know, it's like, and then you get to have like that. But I mean.
Well, I don't know exactly. Do you need a special license or some regulation paper for the leasing in Ukraine for such production? But of course it can be. If you will produce or settle your production in Ukraine, of course you can do it. Why not?
That's what it's doing here. I mean, it's good here, and here the tariff is not as good as it is in Ukraine. Here, to compare with the, you know, with every, I mean, this is really what I'm working on. It's like, I will not sell, then I will lease some. And then you will get it when you do the rebate contract, buy
be want to be by yourself.
product here, I ship to Ukraine, and wherever I sell. Wherever I have left over, I will lease it, and then those money I will pay the loan here.
Yes, they will take loan here.
Yes,
Right now.
of course, yes, not there. We are talking about the product, if I will bring here, because if you have,
But will you be able to get a loan here to bring it to Ukraine and lease it? So if you get a loan here and then bring it to another country, the product and lease it there, technically possible in terms of law.
yes, of course.
But the bank, when it gives you a loan, it takes something as collateral, but
Yes.
this collateral will be in Ukraine, so it's not possible.
In Ukraine, but if this U.S. company owns 25% of Ukrainian company, and not in Ukrainian company, and then if my U.S. company will buy 25%, then I can have a loan from U.S. and that loan should be guaranteed by U.S. government.
And United States company will get a loan and bring this transfer this money to Ukrainian subsidiary.
I will get the loan, I will get the product, and I will ship the product to Ukraine.
Okay.
And then when I
To the
sell,
country which you own at least.
Yeah.
25%, yeah.
yeah,
And that company will lease it when you pay the loan. Yeah.
yes.
That could be awesome idea because in Ukraine, I think the biggest problem is hard to get finance and
It's what I was thinking, then, to get a good end of, as I said, I have been working with the gentleman who is former NASA engineer, and he developed those microinverters, and those microinverters that I found, everything, they are just suitable for, for households, it's not for commercial, because then there's like mishmash system, they have to, it's like more stuff they have, like technology stuff they have to have. It's much easier, and that all is guaranteed 25 years guarantee, and also he is monitoring from California every panel is installed in Ukraine, and he does every update for every single inverter. And what I was thinking, it's like I have warranty for 25 years from everything, and then we calculate because Sunnyrock, I work with people, the Sunnyrock, they do install the solar system in Ukraine. Sunnyrock, they install in Bohorachani, they have three, they live in, they are doing some, they are in central Ukraine.
but I'm not just talking about households.
Yeah, for household, but they do household, but they calculate for me, and they calculate is approximately 6-7 years to pay off the loan. With the tariff, because also on household the tariff is higher than on commercial.
What name, please?
Sunnyrock.
Sanyiva?
I have also a question to Alexander about the agro projects, because Robert just asked me and he needs to go to another meeting, but what are your projects that you're looking for here for investment or for, you mentioned export financing, so what you are looking for and what are your practical exact projects? Thank you.
I have an experience with cooperation with American companies. 2 years, some years ago, a few years ago, I was buying the good agricultural equipment from US dealer. But the main problem is that United States export agency doesn't cover not ensure this delivery to Ukraine. There is no limit for Ukraine.
That's some back, right?
Yeah.
Export from
Yeah.
So we decided to stop this cooperation because so it is needed to invest a lot of money for like 5-6 months to buy equipment here, then deliver to Ukraine, then sell to the customer. So that's why we stopped this cooperation, but we're still in it. We're still looking for some equipment here, but very small quantity. So
what is, may I ask, what is your capital expenditure budget? How much are you talking about?
It's a good question. It can be like around $3-5 million, not more.
And AgroStem, is it currently revenue producing, or is this still developmental?
It is like our turnover last year was around $80 million, and we are growing, and our goal is 180,000 euros in 2020. So a few words about Ukraine, because you need the general information that I want to share with you. So agriculture is now 16% of Ukrainian GDP and 42% of Ukrainian export. At the same time, so Ukraine is a huge, it is a big exporter of different crops. This marketing year, the expectation from Ministry and from Ukrainian Agrarian Club is 45 million metric tons this marketing year, and this quantity is growing. But the problem is that the possibility of transportation of Ukrainian railway and ports and so on is limited, and maximum that this logistic system can deliver it to the ports and load it for the export is 60 million tons. This is the cap, the maximum capacity. But there is another way to deliver agricultural products to Europe through the railway. But the problem, the huge problem is that Ukraine, the former Soviet Union countries, and Europe has different railway system, and there are only three ways through the border that this problem can be solved. The first one is the wider railway that goes to the Poland, like 160 kilometers to the Poland, and there are another two points where European railway come to the Ukraine territory. And now we are looking to because we are exporter, we are not only a distributor company in agriculture, but also a farmer, and we sell a lot of products.
Let me suggest this for both time and also because you share this with the group. I will send you a message. We'll follow that up. But what I'm hearing is there's two situations here. One is the transportation infrastructure, either opportunity or problem. But then the fact that you've got an $80 million business is that's a nice number, and you're doing a good thing and you're thinking strategically. What I didn't hear is so AgroStem is you're more of a are you actually going into the fields and harvesting this, or are you all about distribution of the
AgroStem itself is a distribution company.
Distribution, okay. So someone else is collecting it from the fields, and then and then
yeah. But also in our group we have farm.
We have what?
Farming.
Farming.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's all in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Well, that's you've got a lot of executives here. One last quick question for Alexander and Hydrate. The current government, I think, had been a bit more oil related in the past, but now it's being more open toward something alternative, no?
Yeah, of course. All energy structure and all energy sphere in Ukraine was built until the age of post-Soviet. And now we have renewing some nuclear power station for one period. Some of them can be done only twice. So next 10 years we should find a source of energy. And if we will not encourage the energy growing of renewables, it can happen that we will be fully energy not dependent from our neighbor countries. So if we want to decide it, if we want to be independent, if we want to think about the future of our children, we should encourage the growth of renewables.
Thank you all. My father to doing and full hosted.
Thank you very much. Do you have any other questions? I think that we discussed here all the sectors, and I'm very happy that we have all the representatives for the solar energy and wind energy and biomass and agriculture, so the best representatives here to the on the cutting edge of the Ukrainian economy that we have here. We have here a successful US investor that is already investing in Ukraine, and several of the potential and just on the looking in our country, and also startups and technology investors. So we are happy that here in this whole such words as invest in Ukraine was repeated lots of time. This is what, yes, constantly. This is why we are here. And it's not only from our side, but from also from US representatives. We heard these words. So on my behalf, I would like to thank all of you to be with us and to be present here, and to once again I would like to thank all our partners, Turkish Airlines, Dentons, A7 Capital, Tokmak Solar Energy, Ukrposhta, AirLife, to all the support we have here. More discussion will follow. This is only the first step, and please download the mobile application. Not all of the participants who were registered, but not of them can physically be here, are online on mobile application. You can directly chat with them and say and learn more about the companies. And thank you very much, and I would like to invite everybody to the lunch time and for networking. Thank you very much.